The lesson on reactions. The topic for this experiment is observing chemical reactions. Chemical reaction is a chemical change that occurs when two or more substances combine to form a new substance. In order to recognize whether a chemical reaction has occurred, there are signs to consider, such as production of gases through formation of bubbles, color change, production of heat, light, sound, and lastly, formation of solid or precipitate. A precipitate is an insoluble solid that emerges from a liquid solution. In a chemical reaction, the reactant are the elements present when the reaction begins, and the products are the elements and compounds produced as a result of reaction. In this experiment, students will observe a variety of chemical reactions and identify the changes that occur. The materials that we need for this experiment are 4 test tubes on a test tube rack, measuring cylinder, two strips of magnesium ribbons, diluted hydrochloric acid, copper sulfate, lead nitrate, potassium iodide. Method to observe reaction 1. Put a 2 cm strip of magnesium ribbon, followed by 20 to 30 drops of copper sulfate solution, observe the changes taking place and note down your results. Now, do not forget to point the test tube away from yourself and other people, and we should be wearing safety glasses. In a separate test tube, and then add 20 to 30 drops of hydrochloric acid. Observe the changes taking place and note down your results. For reaction 2, use a measuring cylinder and measure 5 milliliters of lead nitrate and pour it into a test tube. Also, in a separate test tube, measure 5 milliliters of potassium iodide, then slowly add lead nitrate. Observe the changes taking place and note down your result. Also remember that lead nitrate is poisonous and do not allow it to touch your skin. Now, as a result, in this reaction between the hydrochloric acid and the magnesium ribbon, the hydrochloric acid has dissolved the magnesium ribbon and produced hydrogen gas as evident through the formation of bubbles. Magnesium is a more reactive metal than the copper. In the aqueous copper 2 sulfate, the blue color of copper sulfate solution slowly turns pale blue. Gradually, it will turn colorless, while some reddish brown solid is coated on the surface of magnesium. Since magnesium is a more reactive metal, it displaces copper from the solution. When adding lead nitrate to potassium iodide, a yellow precipitate is formed. It is important to note that a precipitate is an insoluble solid that emerges from a liquid solution. The yellow precipitate is lead iodide. When observing the reaction, it is evident that a chemical reaction has taken place due to the formation of gas through air bubble, formation of solid or precipitate, the color change in solution, and these are all signs that chemical reaction have occurred.